Going to try some Parmesan crusted pork tenderloin today. The only things that you need for this, the pork tenderloin part, what we're doing is the pork tenderloin, obviously, Parmesan cheese, olive oil, and then we're gonna have some butter. So that's all you need for this portion of what we're doing. We're also gonna do some, I think, some asparagus and maybe some green beans. But this is all you need for this part. Okay, this is just some green beans that we're gonna just put a little butter on and put them on the grill while I'm doing everything else, just for some greens. Okay, this is some asparagus, and we're gonna do this a little bit different than what we did before. This would be if you have somebody that is like lactose intolerant and doesn't want to, you don't want to use butter for them. We did this down at the beach. Just gonna use, well, you need to open up the olive oil first. There you go. And just use some olive oil on them. I'm doing a fairly liberal amount so it can fry up. And then some salt. And some, use a little pepper from over here. So this is just to flavor, salt and pepper and olive oil, and that's it. Now I'm gonna go put these on the grill now because it's gonna take these longer to cook, or I'll do it in just a second. It's gonna take these longer to cook than some of the other things, so you wanna time everything out. We're gonna give it a try, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna slice the tenderloin about 1/2 inch or so medallions, and then we will press it down to make them even flatter. Okay, so that's about the thickness, hopefully you can see that, of the medallion. And then before we dip it in the thing, we're gonna flatten it. You can see how I'm pressing it down like that, and that's gonna be before we do the rest. But that just gives you a little bit of a understanding of what we're doing here. Cut. Okay, you get a little fat there. It's making it a little bit hard to cut. You can see I'm struggling with it, but just work through it. Excuse me, that was into my elbow. Anyway, so we'll continue to just cut the medallions. And what we're going to do once we get done with these is I've got, and I'll show this to you in a minute, but I've already got some Parmesan poured. It's helpful if you don't have a Springer Spaniel jumping up, but sometimes it's fun. I've got some Parmesan already poured in a bowl, and once I flatten these, I'm going to cover them with the Parmesan and then put them in a butter and olive oil mixture in the skillet and fry them up. So now I've already got the grill going, and I'm going to shortly put the asparagus on because, like we talked, that's going to take some time to cook. And what I'll do is once I get these cut, I'll put it on. Then I will come back and flatten these and then cover them. So this is okay. So now this gets to the time that I was talking about before, where we take these medallions and just press them flat, okay? And I'll be doing that with all of these. Press them as flat as I can. And then that's when I'm going to cover them with the Parmesan. And all these may not fit. In fact, they probably won't in the cast iron skillet on the first go round. So we'll fry up some. And basically it's gonna be about 2 minutes in that mixture on each side. So let's just kind of start with this. Okay. And you can see how those are all pressed down. And what we're going to do is I'm going to take this extra pork tenderloin and just put it aside because we'll be doing those on the next go round. And so what we're going to do is we will take the pork tenderloin. Okay, you can see the Parmesan, and I'm just gonna pat it there. Okay, and you want it to be, I would assume that we want it to be pretty well covered. Okay. Put it back there. Hope you can see that. Okay. And so okay. I think you get the point, but I'll go ahead and let you see, this whole process. Cover it if you need to, press it down, make sure they're covered with the Parmesan. Okay. Okay, and the last one. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the cast iron skillet. Let me push pause here for a second and then I'll come back. Okay, I'm going to take the cast iron skillet and put a couple tablespoons of olive oil in it. Okay. Mix that around. Okay, hopefully you can see that it's covered. Then, hang tight. I'm going to do a couple tablespoons of butter. Might start with one and then see if I need to add. I think I'm going to start with 1 tablespoon of butter. And put that in here. And then I'm going to take this out to the grill, get it warmed up, and once that forms a liquid, then I'm going to fry these in it about 2 minutes on each side. And we'll go out to the grill here. But again, this can be done, I'm saying the grill, but all of this that we're doing can be done on in the oven, on the stovetop with your skillets. Okay, you can see that the asparagus is starting to cook because I had it on here early. Sorry about that. And just move it around. It still has plenty of cooking left to do. I could have really moved it on there earlier, but you can You can see it's cooking. You got the green beans sauteing a little bit. Okay, now look. So here the liquid, the olive oil and the butter has mixed together. And I'm just going to take this and carefully, hopefully carefully, place it in there, and there, okay. 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 So here's what it looks like now. They're all in that. And the beans and the asparagus, no big deal. But we're going to do this about 2 minutes on each side and see what happens. Okay. Now it's time to flip them. Hopefully a nice little crust, yeah. See, a nice little crust has formed. Probably going to do this a little bit more on each side. I'm not sure that 2 minutes is enough. We're just learning here. So now they've been flipped. Okay, and you can look over here. These beans are starting to sizzle a little bit. Asparagus is looking a little bit better. It's still not cooked up the way it needs to be, but it will be. Got plenty of flavoring and everything. For that, here's just some more green beans. Sorry about that. Some more green beans. So we're going to do this for a couple more minutes, and just do it till it looks about right, till it looks golden. It's not quite golden yet. Okay, I'm going to flip these one more time. We're getting a little golden. See the juice coming out of that? So that's getting nice and golden. We're getting there. Don't know how these are going to taste, but I think they look pretty good. Again, we've got the asparagus starting to soften up. Okay. By the time the second round goes, the asparagus should be ready. And the green beans, nice and soft. Put a little more butter on those, probably. This is looking good. I'm going to go get some more butter, and then I'm going to take these off and put the next round on. Okay, I'm going to take these out and put them just in a serving dish for now, because I've got another round to go. Keep these warm in here. These nice and ready. I'm going to bring again some more butter out for these, and the rest of the medallions out for this saute. Okay, I've got round 2 on here. I just put all, I guess, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 more of these medallions in here that were pressed and covered in Parmesan, and then the rest of the stuff is just still cooking. I push this back in, and I'm going to cover up the grill, but again, all this can be done on a stove top, which is where I'm showing it to you. I just like being outside with music, but you can do this inside. We're getting there on the asparagus. There we go.